Today's activity will come after you finish reading Goldilocks and the Three Bears as a whole group. And this lesson comes from All About Me's week 3. Topic is all about my family. So after you've read the book as a whole group, now you and your co-teacher are going to split up into 2 groups. You know I love to divide and conquer when it comes to the kids, especially when it comes to fine motor, even some of the gross motor activities that we do with them. In today's activity, I have provided for you the 3 little bears masks. So there's Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear, and Goldilocks. So you're going to make sure that you make enough copy of these pages so that if everybody in your class wanted to be one character, you would have enough for it. That's probably not going to happen, but we're going to be prepared just in case. Don't use them all this time. You can put them in the art center and the kids can make masks on their own, or you can just save them for next year. You're gonna print these pages out, then you're gonna cut them in half so that the kids can pick what character they wanna be. I used to have to spend my evening searching the Googles, trying to find something that I was able to download for free. So I went ahead and made these simple, easy, so that you can just print them off and use them in your classroom. I would do crayons with this one, just to make it a little bit easier and allow the kids time to color the page. The kids are still learning how to do all the things in your preschool classroom. So use this small group time to show the kids how you know if they're coloring versus if they're scribble scrabbling. I think I made this in another video, but I like to teach my kids. If they're moving their whole top half from their elbow, that is scribble scrabbling. If they're moving their whole wrist, that's a little bit better because they're going to get to stay in the lines a little bit more. But when they're moving just their fingers, that's when they're able to have a lot more control and stay in the lines. So that's just a way that if the kids, because they love to tattletale, they're scribble scrabbling. And I'll be like, well, look, put your elbow, keep it there. They're saying you're scribble scrabbling because they're seeing your whole arm moving from your elbow. Look, let's try to see if we can make just our fingers move. Usually just by doing that, it's enough to get the kids to focus on like just moving this part of their body. There's some kids out there that do not like to color. And so I show them, I guide them, I teach them. At the end of the day, they're just not gonna be stay in the lines kind of kids. My youngest daughter was like that. She did not like to be told to stay in the lines, and she's 21 and she's still like that today. So after they color, personal opinion, I would cut these out for them. It's the beginning of the year. They're still learning a lot of the scissor skills. This is not the time that I'm teaching them scissor skills. That will come. They're getting to participate in creating the props for our Readers Theater is the goal here. So letting them pick their character, letting them color their character, and then we cut out their character. Then you're going to have to measure their head. I would either use sentence strips, work really well to make the mask. I actually have some, let me show you. You're going to cut it out, like I said. I am not a really particular person. If worse comes to worse, the parents are gonna think the kids did a really good job of cutting it out. Here we go. These are just guides. Don't feel like you have to get it exact. Then I just take these little sentence strips. You're gonna staple, measure around their head while you're sitting in small group. Why am I like this? While you're sitting in small group is a perfect time to go ahead and measure their head as well instead of doing that as a whole group. You're gonna measure their head. And then staple it. Don't forget to write their name so you know whose is whose. I have sentence strips. Another thing that I would do is I just take a piece of regular construction paper. I will somewhat try to measure like around the size and the thickness of the mask. Same thing. Staple, wrap around. I also included a color version, and then you wanted to also make a copy to put in your dramatic play center or in your library center, so when they're doing story retell, you have that as well. So when you split up with your co-teacher, Your co-teacher is going to be working with half the kids and they're going to be playing a concentration game, or I suggested like an actual game that you have in your class that's family related, like the game Don't Wake Daddy is one that you're going to use this time to teach the kids in a small group setting how to play the game before you put it over in your puzzles and games section. There's tons of different games out there, so I just picked one thing, but you choose what you already have and use this time to teach the kids how to play it. A lot of fun, like different like granny games and grandpa games and stuff like that as well. I put those on the Amazon list just if you'd never heard of them, just so that you could check them out. If you like lessons like these, go ahead and comment sub and private message me your email and I will send you over All About Me's theme week 1, and it'll have details of how you can get 2, 3, and 4 to use in your classroom.